All right,
Great fucking start.
everyone, you are welcome to join us in day one of When Can We Play's RPG Week, where I challenge myself to flex those GM muscles and GM 4 different games this week on top of my almost full-time job because I love tabletop and I love hurting myself. We're kicking off this week with MÖRK BORG Monday. I'm never going to say that correctly. As 4 unlucky adventurers are thrust into a hopeless mission by forces beyond their control. Welcome to a world where no one has seen the sun in years. The old care more for sacrifice and god offerings than their bawling spawn. Doomsayers are proved right time and again and embraced by hidden dark powers. Maybe it's best to surrender, to trust your own instinct and skill rather than the whim of the dice. Before all is drowned in welcome silence, life locked and flailing in a dark fort, a MÖRK BORG, if you will. The end has been foretold by the basilisk Verhu, one head of 2 twin-headed basilisks. Verhu is the head that always knows the truth, and his whispered prophecies are written in the nameless scriptures whose documented events have all come to pass. And so it has supplanted every other scripture as the only to be factually true, a rule enforced by the Inquisition of the 2-headed basilisks. The world dies around you, as the scriptures said it would. Reality decays, truth becomes dream, and dream, truth. Cracks grow in the once stable structures of the past, allowing things misshapen and vile to worm through, emerging into day's wan light. The known world closes in, bounded to the west by the massive Bergen crypt with its catacombs and ice-caked peaks, and surrounded by the endless sea to the north, south, and east. Many have plowed the waves' furrow in search of new lands, and they all return against their will, alive or dead. On the eastern peninsula, cut off from the known kingdoms by a bottomless river that can be crossed only by 3 bridges of such cyclopean size it is said only enslaved giants could have raised them, is the decayed city-state of Grift. In ages past, Grift was a place of harmony and reason, a shelter from the plague-racked, war-torn world beyond. But their king, Sigfum the Kind, has allowed Grift to fall into disrepair, as vile creatures crawl from the dry, cracked earth. Each night the bridges scream and roar like great ships grinding upon rock. Sigfum is defeated, believes the prophecies of Verhu, and so calmly and kindly prepares his people for death. When the last prophecy comes, Sigfum will march his people off the cliff Tyrian, 1,000 meters of vertical rock with raging sea biting at the base. The Inquisition of the 2-headed basilisk are not too keen on this heretical suicide scheme of Sigfum the King, as they believe the apocalypse should be greeted with open arms, and condemn suicide as sinful cowardice. The road to salvation lies through mortification of the flesh. The apocalypse is to be met with eyes wide open, and only then may a soul be allowed passage to the shimmering fields beyond. This is why you, our party for this game, have been sent by the Inquisition of the 2-headed basilisk to assassinate this King Sigfum the Kind. This city will be saved and allow the twisted agony of the end, followed by the sweet bliss of the after. You have been promised endless access to the boundless coffers of the Inquisition should you succeed, and torture beyond your wildest imagination should you try to flee or betray them. It will not be an easy task, for first you must cross one of these 3 colossal bridges. Now 2 of them are monitored still by the Kingdom of Grift, particularly for those sent by the Inquisition, as you are. So the southernmost bridge is your only means of entering the kingdom. The bridge is said to have fallen into the bottomless river long ago. A tram has been set up, leading down into the pit that travelers may still trek across the bottom. Yet only the most desperate have done so. Unluckily, you fall into this category. You arrive at where you were told was the entrance. You see just a massive, shaved, smooth tree, actually more like a post. Then you realize this gargantuan tree is in fact one of the tethers that once held the massive, thick-stranded rope for this incomprehensibly huge bridge. Rope that now descends down off the cliff instead of across it. You don't see the other post, giving just a hint of just how monumentally enormous this bridge actually is in width, as well as its length. Standing just next to it is a man with a staff in hand, and a black robe covering his figure. His hood is pulled down, but even from a distance, walking up, you can see the yellowed teeth of his huge, unsettling smile. He says, more dishes come to feed the beasties below, that they shan't devour the surface, as is their right bestowed by the twin basilisks. Or perhaps those who would defy fate and continue a tale already foretold by he. But I am simply the guide for your soul's next destination, whether that be on land or the belly of the forgotten. Come, young dishes! And he beckons behind him to what you see is a wooden mechanical tram, sort of a large wooden elevator leading down that has two massive torches on the sides, left aloft by poles. Do you go onto the tram, my unfortunate souls?
Yes. And while passing him, I just go, "You smell like yellow."
Ah, yes. Yes, I do. A scent I have earned for my many years as the passenger and the guide of this ferry.
I'm just gonna walk on over there without saying anything.
I follow as well.
I follow as well, just holding a skull very close.
And as you walk by, he just keeps staring forward, smiling at no one in particular. And when you walk by with the skull, his eyes just glance at you. The trench gives a loud click and a whir as it starts to descend, and you all jolt. And it sounds so rocky and not like a steady, dependable ride by any means. It gives a loud as loud metal chains and ropes as well. You don't know how this contraption operates. It looks ramshackle and like this guy might have made it himself. As the trench lowers, what little light is offered by the sunless sky starts to immediately leave you. So, what desperate tale leads you across my bridge? What could be worth risking death in the pit?
He said, death. Yes. Great.
Hey, you realize that thing's not alive, right?
Is anything alive till it really dies? I'm here for eggs.
Dumbass, are you?
Don't listen.
Ah, the bonds of friendship and camaraderie. Oh, I do not miss it. And the light dims more and more to the point where these torches are the only thing offering any. And the ferryman begins singing, "Wayward souls, how will they dare to tread? Will they make it, or will they all wind up dead? Oh, I'm just teasing you. I'm sure you'll be fine." You go deep into the chasm beneath the bridge's where the bridge once stood, towards the endless, bottomless river below. As you go lower, the only source of light anymore is these torches, and most of the light still seems to be eaten in the darkness. There's just enough light cast below that you can already see some of what you were warned about this path. First, endless in every direction until shadow devours what you can see, are just massive wooden planks strewn about and broken and demolished and shattered, with yellow bilious waves bubbling over. The water is hot and bubbling with steam rising from it. And it's told travelers have nowhere that their feet won't be soaking wet in it the entire time. There are shards of glass and metal everywhere, abound to slice, stab, and infect. It smells awful, like rotten food and corpses. And the river is visibly greasy, with an oily sheen washing over the planks. And as the tram lowers into the splashing waters, the water gets in your eyes and your mouth. This path exists only for the most desperate. Most don't make it through and end up being meals. Warm, marinated dishes served fresh to the abominations and forgotten beasts said to lurk at the bottom. Will our travelers survive the dish pit? Now, at this point, you are towards the bottom of the chasm. The tram lowers, and it splodges onto the ground, quote-unquote, below. And your feet are immediately just coated in this hot water, this hot, greasy water, just in your boots, between your toes, on your feet. And the ferryman says, "Now, I shall guide you across. Stay close. You will find none who know the paths through this pit like I do. To the other tram, up ahead. Stay close now." And he takes a step forward and immediately just falls into what appeared to be a puddle that turned out to be much deeper than it was. And he just slurps down into this yellow bilious water. And there's a moment, some bubbles come up, and then nothing.
Well, he didn't know very well. Also, Karn wasn't paying attention. What are we doing?
Oh. Skull, you babysit that one.
I don't know what she's talking about either.
Is his stick
You
still
don't
in?
have a butt. You can't sit.
I'm going to walk over to the puddle.
All right. So you walk
Lurk.
over to the puddle that you just saw him disappear into, and you can see nothing beneath the bubbling tox. It's just an opaque top layer.
Well, he said stay close. So I'm just going to step on it.
You're gonna step on the puddle. All right. Ingrid stamps their foot down into the puddle, and you get about knee deep before your feet mesh into something soft. It feels like mud. Give me an agility check. That'll just be a d20 plus your agility score.
That is a 16.
16. All right. You yank your leg out as something starts slurping and pulling you deeper in. And as you yank your leg up, it comes out with a thick smack noise. And you look down. There's nothing new there. There's just the oily, greasy nastiness of this river coating your leg.
Well, anyone
Was
else?
that a very smart idea?
I never claimed to have smart ideas.
Clearly.
Any ideas are smart until they're proven wrong, he says, stepping in the same hole.
Give me the
Bye, Karn.
same agility test, please.
And he said it's plus my agility, in
Yeah.
this case minus.
Yeah, yes.
4!
4? All right. Immediately, Karn steps forward with bravado and just... This time going much deeper than Ingrid's leg did. And you get slurped into the water about shoulder deep, and you're still, like, looking up, able to see your teammates. And you feel...
Now it is proven as a bad idea!
You feel mud. You feel yourself slurp into, like, quicksand almost. It feels like mud, but the mud starts expanding up your body. And you feel the mushiness start to go over you. It's up to your chest.
Oh, something takes me! Help!
And immediately, you feel your skin burning. Like, immediately you have sunburn over your entire body. You take 3 HP damage as your skin is starting to be dissolved by something. You're not even sure what.
Help, 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 help.
Oh, you were supposed to babysit him, and I'm going to try to help him.
All right, give me a strength check, please.
Not a
Oh
babysitter.
boy.
Neither am I.
That's a 10.
Also, he has no arms or legs.
All right. You start trying to yank on him, and meanwhile, the creature, whatever it is that's grabbing onto him, it's just, Karn, you feel it peeling your skin away from your body as she pulls.
Very unpleasant!
You take another 1 HP damage.
Fine, I'll help. I'll go over and try to help.
All
I
right.
kind of check my nails and I'm like, royalty doesn't get their hands dirty. Sorry.
Meanwhile, Ligan, I'll say, with both of you helping now, and she already failed her test, we will fail forward and say that despite the ripping skin, you managed to both together yank him out of the mug with a... And as he's yanked out, whatever was clinging to him, you get a chance to glance at it. Even though it's coated in this yellowish water, you can't make out what the hell it is, but it's some moldy-looking slime that's just clinging to his body. Like, you ever mix... What was it when you mixed... what was it?
Baking soda and vinegar?
Like that stuff that would be hard when you touch it, but it leaks through your fingers. Like, you never made that in school. It's just
Same stuff.
it's just this slimy substance. And as you pull Karn out, you actually see the layer of flesh on his arms and his back get peeled off his back. But he is out, and the creature, whatever it is, just slowly slurps back into the water.
That was unpleasant.
I didn't think it was that bad. A little gross, but...
So looking ahead, you see that there aren't many places where you can see still existent wood. You know, there are plenty. It's just there's a lot of gaps in it, a lot of potential missteps. You do see some. You see some places where you could potentially try jumping over across the puddles. You see places where wood is strewn across to where maybe you could cross it, but it looks old and dilapidated and rotted, so you're not sure. You could just try to wade through the water and take your chances with that.
While Karn may live on, Karn is mortal. I vote not go in the water.
All right, you first. I push him.
I said not go in the water.
All right. So you push him forward, and let me adjust some things. So I arbitrarily assigned some tokens for you in Roll20. I don't know if you see it in the stream. I'm about to. I sent it a picture in our personal group chat. The current tabletop layout. It's not super vital. The layout mostly looks just like dilapidated, rotten bridge, for the most part. So.
Ah, lovely.
All right. So we'll say this little fuzzy-looking guy is Karn. So. Assuming that you're getting across not stepping in the puddle anymore, you guys get around the puddle and you start some progress forward. And so she pushes him ahead in the water, and Karn, you splash for. Actually, Karn, do you allow her to do this, or?
No.
All right.
He is not one a part of this water.
Both of you make competing agility checks, please.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she wins. I got a 3.
Oh boy.
Maybe she'll get a 2.
Where?
Messing with tokens here. All right, did you roll Caligula?
I got an 8.
An 8. All right, so Caligula, you push Karn. Karn, you go splatting face first forward into this water, and immediately you're just submerged in it, and it gets in your eyes and your mouth, and it just burns. Just the absolute the sting. Give me a toughness roll, Karn. All of you.
Second. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
The dogs are going crazy.
Technical issues. So what'd you roll, friend?
12.
12. That is high enough. You manage to you break out of the water, and you manage to wipe the stuff out of your eyes quickly enough, and you blink through, and you see your companions all looking at you. You see Caligula. Is Caligula more the type to have a snobby smile, or just not even care? What's?
Okay, sorry.
I think you muted for a second.
Am I muted?
Not for me.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, Karn, you burst out of the water. You see your party looking down at you. He's still perfectly alive. He doesn't look like any muck is trying to devour him this time.
Is any more skin gone?
The water's fine.
No more of his skin is gone. He looks perfectly healthy. Oh, sorry. That
Lagan was asking Karn.
My mistake.
You're fine.
He's gonna lick his arm. No.
Ladies first.
I mean, I've already done it. It's your turn.
Ladies first.
Okay.
All right, you go on this side. There we go. All right, so so all of you wade across the water, and it's about waist deep. He only got submerged because you literally shoved him in, like that dick at a swimming pool that always does that. It was me. And the rest of you are able to just wade through it and get across to the wooden planks. All of them feel unstable underneath your feet, and you hear them groan and these haven't been tread on in a long time. Now you're all on this side. I'm still updating the tokens as we go. All right. All of you are still, all of your feet are sopping wet, and the hot water is just, you feel it just cooking them almost, like broiling them to a degree. Not to the point where it's painful, but it is so uncomfortable. Okay, so progressing forward. Immediately you get to a point where you're kind of at a choke point of sorts. All that's available to you to traverse directly in front of you. Mind you, you can't see very far off in most directions. There is just one layer of wood, like a platform almost, of boards that have been separated from the rest of the bridge altogether. And it looks like wobbly. Do you go ahead and try to traverse across it, or do you try to find another route?
I'll try and traverse.
All right. So, give me an agility roll, please.
That's a whopping 6.
Whopping 6. All right. Of course, immediately you jump on the platform, and it cracks directly in the middle, and you're not fast enough to stop it as it caves in, and you go sliding in between, and you're scraped and stabbed by you don't know what. It feels like glass and metal that's in the water, just stabbing up and cutting you.
Don't like.
You are going to take... Boop,
Okay.
boop.
Ow. Excuse me.
Whenever I need a D4, I can't find it. There we go. You take 4 damage as you are skewered and stabbed. And mind you, you do see, like, all around you, all these things that are stabbing you, all this debris and garbage, a lot of it is shiny. Some of it's pretty. As far as you can tell, it could be something, or it could not. But the rest of you, you just see the wooden platform slope upwards, blocking off your view from Lygan. What do
Is
you
it
do?
dead?
No. I'm trying to like
It's not
claw
dead.
back onto the platform. and get
Is
it, like,
the
level.
skull okay?
He says he's fine.
Okay.
He also says to refer to him as what? Master? He says to call him Master.
Bonesy Master!
All right, so yeah, all of you, Lygan, you start trying to climb up the other side, and the wood is like it's lodged in wherever it just lodged into, mostly your flesh as you pull and yank yourself out. Now you're on top of it, and peering ahead, you see more of just the same. And in fact, looking behind you, you realize you don't know where you just actually came from. Like, it seems like a straight line, but then you swear you just came from that section of bridge. It all looks the same to you. Nonetheless, you do manage to climb down the other side.
Ow.
How do the rest of you progress?
Us?
I suppose I'll follow.
All right. Well, now the wooden plank is like a raised slope, like with jutting wood stabbing upward towards you. So, how are you going to get up there? What's your plan? Or are you just going to swim through this water again?
Con can give you a boost?
Sure. Let's do that.
All right. So, you can get a
Card.
I'll say you get an agility check, and the difficulty will be lower. So you just have to get a 10 or higher.
Ah.
Okay. I got a 9.
You got a 9? That's beautiful. So as he hoists you up, Karn gets distracted by something on the ground and just kind of lets you go as you're midway up, and you fall, and you just get stabbed in the gut with all these splinters of wood. You take 2 HP damage as you scrape yourself up
Nice.
over the other side. Who's next?
Why not? I'm gonna let him boost me too.
It went so good last time!
She never claimed to have good ideas.
Oh, mind you, sorry, this is worth asking. Are any of you wearing armor? Do any of your characters have armor on them?
Yes.
All right.
Actually,
That would
I
have...
have fur armor, I believe.
All right, that would have made a difference to how much damage you just took.
Yay!
So,
yes, fur armor. So minus D2 damage is what it says.
okay, so go ahead and flip a coin, I guess. I got a coin.
Yes, I also
Okay.
have fur armor.
So I'll flip for both of you, starting with Lygan. If it lands on heads, you take 1 damage, or you reduce 1 damage. Tails, you reduce 2.
Dope.
That is a tails. So regain 2 of that HP you lost. And
Yes.
it was Caligula.
Yes.
You reduce 1 damage from what you just took.
Okay.
All right, and off. All right, so that's Caligula and Legan that are now over. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Ingrid had armor.
Yeah, I have the fur armor, but I haven't gotten hit yet, so I haven't taken damage.
Okay.
Card. Thank you.
All right, go ahead and make that agility test. You have to get a 10 or higher.
18.
Karn lifts you up, and this time he's like, all right, not going to screw this up, and just throws you. And you do it with such acrobatic grace. You just land and slide down the platform and stop just before, dogpiling into Caligula. Now,
I'm gonna look at her and be like, I don't see what the problem was.
Of course you don't see what the problem was.
Is Karn missing a joke?
I know
I don't think so.
You...
all right, Karn, how are you going to get over this thing? Or around, under, or through it? What's your plan? You just going to jump it?
Tests for a second, see if he can give himself a boost. Realizes that's not going to work. Karn will swim.
All right.
I guess I'm going to swim.
You're just going to swim? All right.
I can't think of anything else, and Karn definitely can't.
All right, so Karn, you get in this yellow, oily water, this time with your head above it. I'm going to ask you to make a presence test for me.
Is that one of the main stats?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Make sure. 14.
14, excellent. As you're swimming across, this time you're being very wary of what your feet may or may not be touching. Or maybe Karn doesn't care. How is Karn?
He cares.
He's
He's mortal. He's mortal. He feels pain.
He does not want to die. So Karn, swimming across, this time you keep an eye out, and you look at you've been watching these bubbles just popping up constantly with the sloshing river water, and one of these bubbles just pops up so huge, and you're like, that's a really big one. And then the bubble blinks, and then goes back under the water really quickly. And
Karn senses danger.
you see the water, even with how much splashing and messiness there is with the waves, you can see the lines at the top of the water as something swims around in front of you, between you and your destination. What do you do?
Turn back.
Excellent. You turn around and you go back and you prop yourself back on the side away from your party.
Karn needs ideas. Something's in the water and it wants to eat us.
Don't get eaten.
Does the skull float?
Does Master Bones float?
Master Bones does not leave me.
Master Bones doesn't leave him.
Then go get him.
You get him.
I really love that.
I don't trust her.
I love that Karn was relaying two sides of a conversation that he's not there.
Fine, I gotta do everything around here. I'll
Get
down
out
and
of the
try to.
water!
No, I'm gonna reach down to where. Wait, no. How is this? I'm confused as to where we are right now.
I was thinking you were on the. Yeah, I did not a great job describing it. So
Are we like above him or like across from him?
you're both. Like it was a wooden
Okay.
plank, and then you jumped on
Oh.
it, and it caved in. So let's say this side's a little flatter still, and you guys are on this side, and this is the
Okay.
side blocking the way that you guys have been trying to jump.
Oh.
And in Karin's
okay.
case, he
Okay.
was just trying to swim around.
Gotcha. Swim around the other side.
You swim around the other side. Give me a presence test.
No, I was telling Karn.
Oh, you were telling Karin that?
Yeah, sorry.
Ooh, spoilers.
He's gonna try to jump it. He's gonna just try to jump over the thing.
Just gonna jump over the thing?
Just jump it. Screw
All right.
it. I'm not swimming in that water again.
All right, give me an agility test, please.
3
3. You're kidding. Oh, come on, Karn. All right, so
with advantage though, right? Right.
wrong mechanics. Unfortunately, as you jump up and you latch onto it, you look down and you see all your party, and then it cracks, and you just go plummeting downward into the water with the wood on top of you. You take 3 damage. Are you wearing armor?
No.
Ooh.
Time
So
to see how fast Karn
you
can
fall
swim.
in with the wood on top of you, and you feel just something stab into you immediately, and you feel the water rush something past you that just slices your face a little, and you go to reach up to your face, and you stab your hand on something else sharp and pokey that's jutting out.
Well, he's dead.
Kind of
So-
liked that one.
Meh.
So what are you doing, Karn? Or what is
Trying to-
anyone doing?
I'm trying to surface and swim to the other side as fast as possible.
All right, so you surface and you start swimming to the other side as fast as possible. Give me an agility check, please.
Why do I keep doing agility things? This is my worst stat. Ah, Karn, you idiot!
I'll throw you a break. Whatever you just rolled, if your presence is higher, you can go ahead and roll that instead, just to cut you some slack.
All right. 9.
Didn't matter, did it? All right, so you
8 on the die. My die hate me.
you immediately and you just start swimming panickedly to the other side, and as you're swimming, something reaches around, and you see just something sloppy and wet and just dripping with what looks like, you don't know what it is, just black tatterings of something, green, yellow, red, all different nasty colors from this river. And it looks like just a giant tendril of garbage reaches around you and grabs you. And all of you do witness this. You see him and think, oh, Karn's about to make... Oh! And then this giant tendril reaches around and grabs him. So we are now...
Oh, actually, wait. Never mind. It's too
Oh,
late
what's
for
up?
that.
What's up?
I have a grappling hook that I just realized I had, and I was going to throw that to him.
Oh, that could still be useful. We're going to
Cool,
do... initiative in this game is simple. So I rolled a d6. Player characters begin. That's the simple. Do you guys prefer individual turn based, or do you prefer party goes then enemy goes like the game
I'm
is?
fine with party goes.
All right, very
Party
cool.
goes.
Party goes. Of course you are, because you go first. Go ahead. What does our party do?
What?
I'm throwing a grappling hook to him because
All
I hate that I forgot I had that.
All right, so
Genius.
I'm not gonna torture Karn with another agility check. Lygan, you give me the agility check.
Are you sure it's not? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm rolling so bad, thank you.
All of my stats are the same, so it really doesn't matter what I roll. Hey, 14.
Nice. Hold on. There's probably actual stats for a grappling hook that I just completed. No, I forgot. This game doesn't have stats.
Not really.
Yeah, no. All right. So, what'd you roll?
14.
14. Beautiful. All right. So you throw it, and Karn, you get grabbed by this thing, and it latches around your chest, and it just feels so nasty, just griming against your body, like. You know when stuff fills up in the bottom of your sink into a pile of mush?
Man, I have to go deal with that after this. Don't
That's
put that on me.
That's what it feels like. Oh, oh. I'll tell you. Never mind. Okay. So, this grappling hook out of nowhere comes out to you, Karn, and starts flying towards your face. Do you grab it?
Oh my god, yes!
You grab it! All right. So, Karn, you going to try to immediately... Well, this thing is still gripping you pretty hard. I'll say while it's gripping you, the difficulty will be high. So what is someone else in the party have any ideas?
Do either of you two have weapons?
Oh.
I pull out a sword and a meat cleaver.
Awesome.
I
I'm
have
gonna
a
start
knife.
pulling Karn and the thing towards us. When it gets here, kill it. We'll get Karn out.
Got it.
All right. So go ahead and...
Phone!
All right. To hit it, go ahead and give me a... I'm guessing a strength roll. Yeah. Yeah, to strike.
That's a 3.
That's a 3. All right, so you go forward to slash at this tendril, and immediately, as if the tendril saw you coming, it backs away immediately. Just instinctively, almost. Caligula, do you got anything?
I have a knife, so I can go stab.
All right.
Do the stabby stab.
Do you guys have any other items, by the way? Because
I have a sword.
By the way, I have the court gesture, and the first two, it says the first 2 rounds, me and my allies get +2 on attack and defense.
Very cool. Good to know.
Oh.
Also,
I
this
am
is something.
so mad.
This is something you guys are new to the game. It's something I definitely should have told you, and I might have. But I already informed you this game is brutal, and you're probably gonna die. But also, one of the most useful hints in the game is if you're going into a fair fight, you're doing it wrong. And that doesn't mean literally you're doing anything wrong right now. It means any advantage you can think of narratively, there's a way we could just make it happen in the game. I'm just saying. There's always room for... it's about creativity and thinking outside the box. So...
Sorry.
Oh, go on, please.
I just remembered, because I looked down, I have a donkey.
What?
Do you still have a donkey is the question.
Yeah, after going through all that water and stuff.
Go eat the donkey instead!
You know what? I'll say the donkey is just on the other side. It's been following behind you this whole time. This is so cruel. Karn, I'll let you make a presence test for it to go for the donkey instead.
Got
if
it.
you choose.
Also, I just realized I had a perk, Stealthy. All presence and agility tests have their DR reduced by 2.
I think with your 3s and 5s, that wouldn't have made a crucial difference.
No, but like,
That is good to remember going forward. Absolutely, yes.
14!
Hey.
All right, Angela, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'll call you by Ingrid. I'm so sorry. You look back and see your prized donkey. Immediately, Karn's being grabbed, and the tentacle sprouts up another tentacle. And it grabs your donkey as well.
The donkey I forgot I had.
Caligula, what are you doing? Was your plan still to stabby stab?
Yes, my plan was still to stab.
Stabby stab. All right, give me...
Stabby stab. But we have +2, right?
Yes.
Because of that
Yes.
court gesture I have? Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome.
They were supposed to let go of me.
And this is strength?
Oh, I wanted to change the music. Yes.
Dirty 20.
All right, so for that, you will do ×2 damage. So go ahead and roll your damage dice twice.
For an unnatural 20? Damn.
All right. Gonna play some of our other soundtrack that I got. All right, so Caligula immediately runs forward to Karn, the tentacle holding Karn, Actually, do you go for the one holding Karn or the donkey?
The one holding Karn.
I was about to
That would have been so great.
The top 10 anime betrayals. All right. So Caligula, you run forward, knife bared, breaking your vow of not getting your hands dirty with this mess, because of course royalty has to solve everyone's problems for them.
Of course.
You run forward with your knife and you slash across the tentacle. And you see this is a living creature as red blood spurts out of it, mixing with the yellow water, barely making any difference to the color. How much damage did you roll?
8 damage.
8 damage. Beautiful. I'll say that is the tentacle around Karn. It does loosen its grip. And you see between both tentacles, a big, like massive mound of bubbles forms up with just a sound of... Karn, this is your
I love
time.
that sound effect.
This is your time, Karn. You have your grappling hook in hand. Give me... Oh, no, actually... I'll say it'll be a strength roll from Lygan. Is it Lygan or Legan, by the way?
Lygan.
Lygan. It's a strength roll from Lygan to quickly yank you in. I was going to make an agility test for you to climb the rope, but I feel like that'll be a quick player death at this point.
So
This is only the first encounter.
that plus 2
Are
would
we
not.
Are we
Would not-
sure? Because I actually rolled good.
What'd you say, Lygan?
The plus 2 doesn't go to this, does it?
What
For
is
hers,
it,
because it.
Caligula?
It's attack and defense.
I'm afraid not.
So it's not. I do have something for non-combat, but that's only a once-a-day ability. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, that's a 9.
That's a 9. All right. Oof. All right. So you are immediately yanking Karn across the water. Meanwhile, it's our mysterious creature's turn. Finally. Now, I do want to say on a personal note, GM to player, Angela, are you gonna hate me if this donkey you didn't know you had dies?
Go for it.
Okay, I'm not saying I'm gonna make it an insta kill or anything, but I mean it's got a meal already. I'll let you roll for your donkey. How about that? Give me your donkey's agility roll. You could just use just a d20 roll. Nothing added.
5.
All right, so you watch as your poor, beautiful donkey, it's been with you through so much. It's one of the last things that you hold any personal attachment to in this dark, joy-deprived world. And you watch as two coming up, rising out of the water are two just, it looks like separate sets of jaws, like a lower jaw and an upper jaw, not connected. And they rise up as the tendril lowers the donkey around, kicking and mewling, and it just tosses the donkey in. And the jaws clamp shut and go down into the water. And another tentacle... Actually, no, that was going to be... I was going to... yeah, that counts as one of its attacks. Sure. So, Karn, I'm so sorry. I need an agility check from you.
So can we use the one I just rolled a second ago?
No, you cannot.
Didn't think
No.
so. Cool. We use the same die because it seems to be doing good for me at least.
does this count as defense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay, so you get a +2.
Oh, thank God. 17.
17, that'll do it. The other tentacle that you just escaped from after getting grappled out, Lygan's pulling you as fast and as hard as he can, and you're just sloshing through the water, just all this water sloshing up in your face. And the tentacle comes down and slams into the water just as that one last tug flings you up onto the wooden planks next to your companions.
So am I out of the tentacle?
Yes, you are. You're out of the water. All of you are on ground. What does the party do now? It is your turn again.
That could have gone better.
Those tentacles are still writhing and within whipping distance, by the way, just so you're aware.
Yeah, let's move along.
All right, you do so, and it's
No
not.
disagreements here.
It's not difficult to get ahead of this thing. It seems like it's limited to where it can access with its giant size and whatever happens to be crumpled underneath the bridge. It's not able to get its tentacles immediately near you. So yeah, you just as simply as possible walk away, minus one of your party members. Rest in peace. What was your donkey's name?
Question.
He said
Philip.
beautiful ass.
Philip. Yeah, minus Philip. Honestly, is probably the most charismatic member of the party, and now he's gone.
That's fair.
All right, so, so at this point, you guys are traversing onward into the mostly dark pit around you. And you come over another upturned piece of wood. This one's a lot easier to climb, even if it is slick with the oily wetness. And up ahead, you see a mound, a shape, moving in the darkness. It's giant. Compared to you guys, it's giant. It has just it looks just overweight. It looks but somehow still malnourished at the same time. Its eyes just have a kind of simultaneously determined yet defeated look. It's just a creature of contradictions. And it seems to be fishing around in the water for things. And it actually looks up and makes direct eye contact with one of you. And just ignores you and gets back to whatever it's doing. And it just says, "Hey, how's it going?"
It's been better.
I can't hear you over there. It's loud, sorry. I'm gonna assume you said you're doing great.
I won't take that away from him. Do we approach it?
I vote no.
Okay.
So does Master.
I trust Master Bonesy.
He says you are wise to do so.
So at this point, the only discernible route from where you can see around you is just one single wooden plank leading across some of the others.
I went first last time. Somebody else's turn.
I'll do it.
All right, so you start carefully stepping across this wood, and you hear the creature say, "Hey, be careful." And you hear the wood splinter underneath your feet. Agility test, please.
14.
14. All right.
Yes, 14.
Okay, 14. So you manage the wood splinters, and you manage to jump off just in the nick of time to the other side. And on the other side, you just see, bubbling with water bubbling and sloshing around it, just a huge, enormous mound of skeletons. Just bones and skeletons straight up just strewn in a huge pile. And the ogre says, "Oh, don't mind that. It's just the garbage pile. It's clogged again." And you see him reach in, pull out an entire, what looks like it was once a human body, now just stripped bare to the bone. And it has pieces of armor on it. It has a rusty sword cling to its hand. And the creature, lifting this corpse by its leg, picks off the armor, throws it in a pile behind him that you can't see, takes the sword, throws it in the pile, basically strips the armor off this thing, and then throws it into the bone pile.
I don't think we should piss this thing off.
Cover Master Bones' eyes.
Oh, wait, wrong one.
You don't need to look at this. How is everyone doing on health, by the way?
On a scale of 1 to 11, 4.
I'm fine.
Okay.
In that case, I will use one of my once a day abilities.
And what's that?
The blasphemous Necrable Bible. You use once a day. When read, roll a die. If even result, for the rest of the day, PCs heal D4 HP after just 5 minutes of rest. An odd result, I am plagued by demonic hallucinations. And it ends at sunrise.
All
So
right.
it's a risk, but okay. So roll a die. Please be even. That is. Do I add anything to that? I don't
Doesn't
see anything.
Sound like it.
Yeah, no, that's an odd. I tried.
So at the odd, what happens? You see horrific visions until
Demonic hallucinations. The DM may invent D3 things that only the priest can see and describe them to the player as if true. This effect ends with sunrise.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you.
I would try to help and just fuck myself up.
All right. In the
I
meantime,
give him some head pats.
yeah, I like to think that he took out his book, started chanting the spell, and nothing happened.
Pokes my fleshless
You said
arms.
this would work.
All right. So
You'll feel better if you believe in it.
I will say, if you guys would like, this creature doesn't seem to be hostile towards you at all. If you wanted to take a short rest, just to catch your breath, you could. It'll take... It doesn't give a specific number for a short rest. So what did it say for you? It would have restored D4 for only like 5 minutes of short rest?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll say that it's actually, for a short rest, is going to take at least an hour in game time. So everyone can... Is that what you do? BT dubs? That was just a hint, trying to give you a chance at
I
more
will
health.
gladly take that.
All right. So you guys find a spot. You find a wooden plank that's slightly jutted up above the rest so that you can sit down and not have your butts just soaking wet, even though your whole body already is. So I guess it wouldn't make a difference, would it? But you don't have a new oncoming oily, wet, oily substance constantly splashing on you. All of you go ahead and restore D4 HP.
Please, for the love of God.
So, what kind of hallucinations am I seeing right now?
Nothing yet.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just darkness all around you. While you're sitting, the creature, he just keeps going about his business in silence, just ignoring you completely. And he says, "So what brings you through here?"
I don't remember.
We're trying to kill a man.
Oh yeah, I guess that.
We're trying to kill a king.
Ah, human things. I'm the dishwasher here. I wash the
Those-
dishes after they're done.
Do you get paid well?
This is honestly one of the worst gigs I've ever had. I've never had a job before where I work 8,000 to 10,000 hours without a break.
Would you like a mirror?
No,
Okay.
thank you. That was really nice of you to offer.
Where do the bodies come from?
Oh, you know, the denizens, the things, the other employees that live here.
Could you show us where their residence is so that we might not disturb them?
Residence? Well, it's all around, I guess. Yeah, I'm the only one who actually works here. I call the others employees, so I don't feel like I'm the only one who works here. I'm actually just doing this as a means of making some kind of finances while I pursue my real passion.
What's your passion?
Well, I'm actually a professional game master. I provide great narrative-driven role-playing experiences for anyone wishing to find that's having trouble finding such games. And for $18 a player for a 3 to 4 hour session, I'd say it's really a bargain considering how much effort goes into one of these games. I love it so much that I do it as a full-time job or as a part-time job along my actual full-time job. And I once even did an RPG week because I'm an absolute masochist. So yeah,
Big plug.
if you want a good GM, go ahead and email whencanweplay games@gmail.com.
2 questions.
Great plug.
What's role playing and what's an email?
Oh, none of that actually happened. That's all stuff that Ligon heard. None of you heard that.
What is he talking about?
And the rest of you, the ogre didn't. He stopped
What's an
talking.
email?
Like he isn't saying anything. Kidding about that last part. No, he does. He does say, if you're wanting a safer path, I'd be willing to help you for a favor.
What's the favor?
Well, and he looks towards the pile of skeletons and he says, the drain's clogged again. And I really don't want to go back under there. I've done it 3 times in the past 45 minutes. Before you arrived. You actually got here just as I was thinking of quitting.
So, anybody else but me? Because I don't do that stuff.
I look down at my torn flesh. Card will pass.
Maybe Karn should do it.
No, Karn will not do it! Karn does
Ingrid?
it. Karn's dragging you under with him.
Ingrid?
I think
Good
he's
job.
frozen.
Ingrid's camera froze. I thought she was just
Oh,
looking very
so did
intensely
Ligon.
at the screen.
So did
I thought so
Ligon.
too.
Both of them did. Wow.
Probably because they're on the same Wi-Fi. Whoops!
Their internet connection must have died. And I love the faces they got frozen on.
I do too.
Ligon's is perfect for the situation. Oh no. Welp, I gotta change OBS. Our thing just got out of whack. Aha. Boom. Well, this is a good opportunity for us to go ahead and take a 8 to 10 minute break. Thank you everyone for watching us so far, and please do stay tuned in to finish our MÖRK BORG adventure. See you in a bit.
Berg.
I believe we are back on. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining When Can We Play for our playthrough of MÖRK BORG, a Swedish death metal apocalypse RPG. When we left off, our party of 4 unlucky souls have been traversing what is referred to as the Dish Pit. Bottomless, or not bottomless, a endless river that has had a destroyed gargantuan colossal bridge just collapse from the cliffs above. And it's the only way across to the other side. Now, having lost their guide immediately to the bilious, yellow, bubbling, oily, hot waters of the river, our party continued on without them, doing the best they could not to get stuck. They've been walking through this ankle-deep water across these old, ancient planks, and they've had to face a lot just from the terrain itself, trying to get across the broken wood while being stabbed and trying not to fall in the water with hidden glass and metal to scrape and infect your body. At one point, even being attacked by some unforeseen creature under the water with tentacles that devoured Ingrid's favorite donkey, Philip. As we left off, our party had gone to the other side, and they came across this giant ogre-like creature who was just going about his business, taking off armor from these corpses in the water and flinging them in 2 separate piles. And he seems to be mostly non-hostile or volatile, and offers them, in return for unclogging the skeleton drain, which is just a mound of skeletons atop of, just in a pool of water, so that he won't have to do it again today. He'll show you a safe path to the other side of the chasm. And we left just after our party spent a good 30, 60 minutes taking a break, recovering some health, and now plotting what their next course of action is.
Like not to go back in the water.
Still think you're being a little dramatic about it.
Looks at where there's no skin. Is he?
Ah, yes, Karn, you are still raw and red from where you had fallen in the water, and that mud-like substance had just peeled away your skin as Lygan pulled you out. And it is still hot and tender to the touch. Every splash of this hot, oily water that gets on it is just a fresh...
Khan disagrees with you.
Oh, Caligula?
Let's just not have him do it. Would either of you be so gracious to do it?
Yes, Caligula is above all this, isn't she? Burying herself in the muck
Absolutely.
like a commoner.
Well, I have one idea, and I want to try to use my grappling hook, see if I can like throw it down and get something towards the bottom and loosen.
Fascinating. I'll say, just when you...
Better than jumping in.
I'll say that you throw the hook in, and it catches something.
I may not have thought this all the way through.
I mean, you feel it latch onto something, and the rope goes taut. What do you do? Do you tug it?
Yep.
All right. Pardon, I have a cat. All right.
We'll be the savior of us all!
Yes, the cat will make the difference in this battle. All right, so I'm going to roll a D100 from the D100 items and trinkets list from...
Oh, thank God!
From the MÖRK BORG cultist. MÖRK BORG allows a lot of user-submitted content, and it's really cool stuff. I got this off the official MÖRK BORG Discord. Very cool group. All right, so I rolled a... All right, let's see. All right, that was anticlimactic. You yank up the grappling hook, and a piece of metal comes flying at you and just clings at your feet. And it's a ladle, and it's just blatantly smeared in brown, mucusy shit. Like actual literal feces. Just coating it.
Kick it back in the water.
You notice...
This will come in handy later.
Does Karn pocket the ladle?
He pockets the ladle.
All right, go ahead and write down shit-covered ladle. All right.
Poison damage?
Potentially. All right, so you're just gonna toss it back in there again. The ogre creature is just watching you, and he's just shaking his head with a look of, "You think I haven't thought of this?" And you pull out and you yank it out again, and this time it comes flying towards. Let me see. Karn is 1, Lygan's 2, Ingrid's 3,
Oh,
Caligula's 4.
no.
All right, so immediately come flinging out of the water, just this pointed metal, and it comes flying at Ingrid. Make an agility test for me, please, Ingrid, as a pair of rusted scissors come hurtling towards you.
Oh.
I also have the stealthy, which makes the presence and agility have their DR reduced by 2.
Neat. Okay.
I don't know if that helps me in this case, but 10.
That is enough. The scissors, you dodge just out of the way as the scissors just into the rotted wood next to you. And the ogre says,
All right, I'll stop that.
"This is fun to watch. I enjoy it."
You think if we entertain him enough, he'll show us the way?
Oh, entertainment is nice, but I really just need this drain unclogged, and I can do it myself if you can't. I just figured you'd want to know a safer route out of the dish pit.
I'll be honest, I forgot he could hear me.
It's alright. Most people forget I'm here until they need to yell at me about dishes.
That's sad.
Yeah,
Okay.
my life is pretty sad. But once my professional
Ingrid, your
GM
turn.
career takes off,
I believe in you. Can you tie that thing around me so you can pull me out and I'll just go do it?
All right.
Wait.
I'll tie it around her.
Ladle.
You hold on to that just in case you need to protect Master Bones.
and you see the feces just dribbling over his fingers as he squeezes it tightly. Alright, so you wrap the grappling hook around Ingrid, securing it. Ingrid, do you dive in the water?
I'm gonna regret this. And then I dive in.
You dive in the water, and as she does, she doesn't hear the ogre as he goes, "Oh, did not expect you'd do it. I was mostly just screwing with you."
Oh, is she going to die?
Mm. And Ingrid, in the water, you need to make a toughness test for me, please. As immediately the hot, oily water getting in your eyes just starts to seep and burn.
Is my best stat. But it's only a 13.
13, that's actually enough. You squint your eyes, and somehow you just blink away enough, and you see it. You see just a giant clog in the bottom of what looks like just a metallic ring. And it's just shoved with a bunch of mushy, gunky bits of a bunch of different things. What do you do?
I guess I'll try to use my sword or something to start getting the stuff out of it.
All right. So you get in there, and you start hacking away with your blade. And as you make the first stab, your blade yanks away from you for a second, and then the substance starts to just crawl up over the sword.
Oh no.
Do you let go of the sword, or do you try to yank it out?
I'm gonna try to yank it out.
All right, so you start yanking, and the thing the slimy substance starts over your hand, and you give a good yank. Give me a strength test now.
15.
15. All right. So you yank it off, and just as you saw happen to Karn, you feel what he probably experienced as you felt the skin of your hand start ripping away like a sharp sucking, but you manage to rip your hand out. But now this substance just left kind of drifting, just like snot in water. And then immediately it forms up and conglomerates and starts blasting towards you.
I'm gonna start yanking the rope.
Lygan, you feel the rope just yanking. You start yanking her up. Give me a strength test, please.
Okay.
I assist him, by the way.
Excellent.
Hey.
I stand ready with the ladle.
Caligula gets her hands dirty and grabs the rope.
I will use this one.
I'll say that we'll give you a lower DR for it.
Oh no.
And it didn't matter, I guess.
No, that's a nat 1.
That's a nat 1? Oh! Do the oh no.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm standing by with the ladle.
All right, so immediately it slurps and grabs onto the sword again, and it starts yanking and trying to climb and grow up your arm again, and it just you let go, and
I let go of the sword.
The sword is lost, and it swallows it into, just envelops it in this mucus. The rest of you just see like just bubbles, like on top of the ones that are already there in these crashing yellow waves, and
Dad.
you yank up Ingrid. And as she climbs up onto the wood, you see just this substance, this greenish algae-like substance, and starts creeping towards you.
Whap, whap, whap,
I'm about to take my sword out and smack it.
The ogre says, "Oh, thank you." And he reaches forward and he grabs it with his bare hand. And it starts like grabbing over his hand, but he just takes it out and just yanks. And it's like it becomes a long strand of like doughy almost before, and he gets it in a big squishy pile, and he just chucks it, and you don't see where up into the darkness it goes. It just vanishes, and you look over, and the pile of skeletons starts just draining downwards until there's nothing left, until there's just a clean spot where once there was a pile. And the ogre creature looks at you and says, "Thank you so much. I didn't want to have to bury myself in that again. I didn't want to look like you." And looking at Ingrid is coated from head to toe in just nastiness, just slime, mucusy looking stuff, just every nasty sewage type, restaurant food type setup you can imagine on the human body. She is coated head to toe. You have to wipe it from your eyes to see. You have to wipe it out of your mouth for it to not drip in there while you're talking.
Oh, I'm glad we didn't make him
I
angry.
am so glad I didn't have to do that.
Me too.
Thank you, Ingrid.
No problem.
It's been a
I'm
bad
not
day.
going first next time.
Master knew you could do it if it helps.
Does help.
All right then.
All right, so the ogre looks down at you. He says, "Well, I suppose it's about time I take this pile. Let's go. Follow me." And he just he turns around behind him, and you didn't notice before, there's just a mound of what you thought was garbage, but hearing it clink and clatter as he hoists it, it's just a massive, massive collection of weapons, armor, trinkets, just every type of thing he might have picked off these corpses over his past 8,000-hour shift without a break. And he just starts carrying it behind him. Do you follow?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. You do so, and it doesn't take long. You see, it only takes like 10, 20 minutes walking. And on the map, it seems immediately close, but actually, it takes a sec. Okay? Theater of the mind. And he guides all of you to another wooden tram that looks much like the one that you traversed down here on. And he just crashes all this stuff onto the tram and says, "Oh, were you needing to use this?"
You think
A
so? What
little.
if we get on top of it?
"It's fine by me. Mind your step."
Yeah.
And then you hear dong. And he says, "Oh, closing time. Oof, that means all the customers will be showing up now." And as if right on cue, you hear just, at first, just one, and then you hear it echoed. And as you guys are loading up onto this tram, looking around you, you see approaching from off into the off in the darkness, coming into the light of we'll say for the narrative purposes that you lit these torches on this tram as well. And you see coming into view these pasty white creatures, just head to toe. They look just like they've been underwater and their skin has just been saturated. And they start just in droves approaching, just a horde of these creatures. And they start swarming around the tram. And he goes, "Oh, well, not my job to deal with them. I just get the remains. Good luck." And he flips a lever, and the tram starts, you can tell under the weight of everything on it, it starts slowly rising while these creatures en masse start swarming towards you and around you.
Is there anything of interest in this pile that
I
we're
throw the
on?
ladle at them.
Well, the question I'm going to ask you, actually, first we'll do some initiative. So I'm going to roll that. 6. I believe that means player characters go first. So if you'd like to spend your turn looking through the stuff as these creatures begin swarming you, then yes, by all means. That'll be a presence test.
Okay. Sure, why not? 19.
19.
I was hoping to find like a staff or something.
Can I also look through?
Yes, you can.
No, only me.
All right, so Lygan, you find a vial of this thick red liquid among the things. This is vampiric ferba. Heals you as it harms your target. For D3 damage.
Nope. I like it.
And
Empiric what now?
PHURBA. Don't know what that word means.
URBA?
Yeah, I'm gonna Google that. Ferba. Oh, still don't know what it is. It's Buddhism. Okay, we'll figure that out later. All right. So, all right, and Ingrid, you managed to find. It stands out among the silver and rust coloreds, just a shiny obsidian black pearl. And what this item does is, if dropped in darkness, it rolls towards the nearest exit today. Which doesn't help you much at the bottom of a pit, I suppose. Caligula and Karn, what are you doing for this turn?
I throw a ladle at the things coming at us.
All right, go ahead and roll an agility.
That
Fuck.
shit covered ladle.
And as if on schedule, 8.
8. All right. So, let me get to these creatures. 1 second.
Doesn't he get a +2 to attack?
Yes, he does.
That would be 10. And because of my thing, the DC is lowered by 2.
Beautiful. All right. 1 moment. Finding
Combos. When I'm not
Combo maker.
having demonic hallucinations.
All right, go ahead and roll a d4 for ladle damage.
Ladle damage! 3!
3. All right.
Amazing.
So, so immediately you just chuck your ladle, and it just clanks off the head of one of these things coming off towards your side. And it just reels back a moment, and then food. I know you're open. And it starts walking towards you, like wading through the water with just now has crap dribbling down its face. Caligula, what are you doing for your turn?
So I'm grabbing 2 of the items, and I am just yeeting those items at 2 of them coming towards
2 random items?
us. Yes, 2 random items.
That's really cool. Okay. I love that. All right.
Oh no.
All right.
Of course you love that.
All right. All right. All right.
And one of them I try to yeet as far as I can to see if they'll like run after it maybe.
All right. So are you yeeting them at the creature or off into the distance?
One of them at the creature, one of them off into the distance.
All right. That sounds like 2 actions to me. Do you have an ability for that?
No, I don't. I was just basing it off of 2 hands.
You know what? I'll do this. Because this game's very freeform on rules. I'll say that the second one's DR will be higher than the first. How about that? So where's the first thing you're chucking aimed at?
I'm going past everything, so just yeeting it on out.
All right, first one, make a presence test. This is to deceive them and to getting their attention to turn away from you.
That's a 16.
16. All right, one of the things you just grab and you just start throwing, and you see that what you just threw was a boot. And the boot goes off into the darkness, and sure enough, one of the creatures actually does see it sailing overhead. And it turns and just starts booking after the boot.
Great, I love it.
No longer interested in you guys. All right, the second one will have... Where's this one going?
I am yeeting it at the creature.
All right.
Just at its head.
At one of the other... It's multiple creatures coming in towards you.
Yeah, at one of the other creatures.
All right. Go ahead and roll an agility test. You have to roll a DR 14. Because this one, you're just haphazardly throwing. You're not really aiming.
Nat 1.
Nat 1. All right, so...
Hits Lygan in the head instead.
I'll say, actually, this doesn't... It doesn't... Actually, yeah, so... Karn 1, Caligula 2, Lygan 3... Lygan, sorry. Lygan.
Great.
As Caligula's just throwing things, all of a sudden you're looking through stuff. You weren't ready for a shovel to just wallop you upside the head. Caligula, roll D4 damage, please.
Because the hallucinations weren't enough.
And the shovel that just slapped you just goes just spluttering into the yellow bilious water. How much damage, Caligula?
I have a question that he's gonna not like me for. Does my +2 attack add to that?
No, that I believe that's for the
Making
roll,
sure.
not the damage.
Okay, I am making sure.
That would have been nuts. Insta kill.
So that's going to be a 3.
That's a 3. All right. So Lygan, go ahead and roll. Oh, you have fur armor, right?
Yeah.
All right. You
So
take
-2?
you reduce 1 damage from that.
So I take 2 damage. Cool.
All right. So these things are now coming up, and they make it. Everyone got a turn, right? Did everyone go? Ingrid, did you go?
Yes. Yeah. She
I
also
picked
surged.
up something.
Right. Okay.
Saw
Excellent.
something shiny.
All right, so these creatures start swarming up to the... I don't know why I keep saying swarming. They swarm up to the tram, and they start climbing over and trying to grab you. First, actually, everybody make an agility roll.
Nice.
Poor Karn.
Yeah, these things are just reaching over the side, just trying to grab something.
14.
All right, one moment. I forgot the music was not looping. Here we go. All right. All right. So, one at a time. Karn, what did you roll?
14.
All right, Lygan.
13.
Ingrid.
13.
Caligula.
13.
Wow, these rolls!
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow, lucky
God is
13.
the most agile.
All right, so these creatures are trying to just grapple all of you and grab on, and one of them, Caligula, grabs your wrist, and you quickly just yank it out, and it's so nasty it just slips, and you look down, and the skin of his palm has peeled off onto your wrist as you yanked away. So they just 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, right, one more. All right, so trying not to be biased here. All right, Lygan, go ahead and give me an extra agility test if you don't mind.
Oh boy.
As one more of these things comes up the other side. You were watching the swarm coming up trying to grab you. You didn't notice one sneaking up.
19.
19? All right. You turn around just in time to duck as it makes like a Scooby-Doo swipe, like the creeper in the intro, and just barely misses your head. It is the party's turn again. Now the tram, it's only like maybe 3 feet off the ground. All this stuff on top of it is really slowing it. And, sorry, I forgot to mention, you see that the waves of creatures haven't stopped. There are, in fact, I'm just going to do a quick copy-paste here. There are, in fact, more coming in, swarming towards the tram. It's like some World War Z type imagery, as all of these pallid creatures with their rotting skin is just coming for you.
So how does this tram work exactly?
It has ropes and chains on either side in the back that just kind of yank it up. Like, you don't know where the pulley system exists elsewhere, because normally there would be a pulley system,
right?
Like something else.
Right.
Yeah, no. In this case, there's not. You don't see.
So there's not like a second rope that we can grab and like start pulling to try to go a little bit faster.
Yes. Perhaps. Maybe. If you give me a strength roll.
Okay.
And I pasted in our personal group chat in case you can't see the map. All these creatures swarming towards the tram right
16.
now. 16. All right. So I will say you start grabbing it and pulling, and just no difference. All of this weight on this thing is just too immense for you to pull it by yourself for sure.
Guys, help!
Can I, like, kick one of the bodies off?
Oh, you want to try? Okay, one of the ones grabbing
Yeah.
for you? Yes. You can give me a...
Well, I meant, like, one of the bodies that...
There aren't
Big
bodies.
guy.
I think it was like armor and weapons,
Junk?
just a bunch of
okay,
items
never
and
mind
stuff.
then. I'm still picturing... That's right, they went down the drain. Never mind. Then yes, I'm gonna kick one of those bodies.
Yeah, to really set the scene, this just a mound of sharp armor, swords, old trinkets stacked, and you guys are on top of the stack trying not to, like, slide off, because there's really not room for you on this thing. Cat. Alright, so, what are you doing? Lygan made his move. What's the party up to?
So I am going to take my sack, and it holds 10 normal size items. So I'm gonna take the sack and I'm just gonna like dive it, like scoop up 10 items, and I'm gonna try yeet 10 items off.
That is so funny. Alright, give me... Do you have a D10 on you?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead and roll that to see how many items you scoop. Actually, hold on. First, I feel like that should take... No, yeah, just roll to see how many items you scoop.
Okay.
Is talking a free action, or is that a free action on our turn? Or can I
That's a
still say
7.
something?
This isn't as much of an acty show. You can talk out of turn.
Okay.
That's a 7.
That's a 7? All right. So you immediately take your sack and just look for the part that doesn't look like it has the biggest, bulkiest items. You just... And then you take it and just start, like Santa, giving out toys to the poor kids. Except these toys are death! I'm going to make some random lucky rolls. I'm going to make some D100 rolls. And I'm going to see how many of these items you toss are actually capable of damaging anybody.
In the meantime...
What's up?
Ligon's gonna say, "Karn, Master says help."
No, Car's dying. It would be nice to die here.
Alright, so we've got copper nose ring, some keys without a lock, dried bat meat, a big lump of coal. That could feasibly hurt someone.
Somebody's been naughty.
So really
Like the Santa she is.
I'm proud of that.
a jar of fermented
Caligula.
fish.
Caligula.
Uh,
Hey, that poison damage.
Alright, so the heaviest things that you toss out of this sack that could conceivably hurt someone is a book, the coal, and a jar of fish, fermented fish. So, you throw these things, and I'm going to make you make a... This is the only time I'm allowing you to do this. This is insane. This is insane. It's insanity. Alright.
This is amazing.
No, this is great. This is exactly what this game was meant to do. However, for the sake of time, not having to roll for each item, go ahead and make an agility test.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Karn, what are you thinking you're going to be doing?
He just goes, "Oh, clever! Carm was just gonna do it one at a time," and he pulls out his sack.
I hate you guys!
And just does the exact same thing.
Alright, what you got, Caligula?
19.
19? Yeah, okay, sure, whatever.
So
you're
the reason
up-
you asked the four of us to be in this campaign.
Adam, go ahead and... Do you have a D10 on you? Alright, go ahead and roll that. Alright, so both of you, two of the party members are now just fishing up this equipment in their sacks and just chucking it at these creatures. What'd you roll?
7.
I am not re-rolling 7 items again. Damn it.
That is amazing!
I'm
I
gonna,
love this.
I'm gonna roll 2d4s to see how many of those items can damage people, because I don't feel like going through these things
That's fair.
again. 4. I got 4. So, alright. Here's how I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna roll a d4 for each item. So in total, I think between you two, 7 items of damage. Alright. So let me see. Okay, we got that. You know what? This is actually having a lot of effect. So
I'd also like to point out, you said if we went into this looking for a fair
You
fight,
are
we're doing it wrong.
completely
Exactly.
correct. I am
I was
still
legitimately trying to hold on to the shit ladle as long as I could so I could throw it in somebody's eyes or mouth.
no, I'm proud of you guys. This is some great creative thinking. I just really hate you for it.
Just really hate you.
That's fair.
You know, it's
That's
nothing
fair.
it's nothing personal, but it's extraordinarily personal. All right, so I'm actually going through and adjusting each of these guys' HP according to how much damage we're doing here. So I'll say one of them immediately, you chuck that jar of fermented fish, just smashes him in the face, and the glass just spread his skin off as if just wiping wet paper cloth off of something. And it is just skull and old, degraded muscle underneath, and he just falls backwards off the tram.
Karna's
Meanwhile,
gonna go point at that and go, "Food!"
And in that moment, Caligula just just died laughing.
all right, so at this point, you guys are just raining down items, and it is, you do notice, Ligon, you're yanking on this thing, it is making the tram. You are actually able to make some headway with it. You can't tell that you're the one doing it, but it sure feels like it.
I'm so strong.
All right, Ingrid, have you gone for this turn yet?
I was just gonna jump on and try to help Ligon.
All right,
I don't have a magic sack.
can I...
Thank you. That's what I was trying to tell Karn to do, was help me pull.
All right.
And he goes and scoops.
Ingrid, go ahead and give me a strength roll, please, as you come up beside Ligon and start yanking on the ropes.
Oh,
12? I'll say...
Did you add the? Is that the with? And that's with attack. Never mind. Continue.
That's not quite enough to make much progress until the next turn. Next turn, it'll be a lower DR now that you've got 2 people on it. But it
Okay.
is now these creatures' turn again. Agility rolls from everybody.
Oh boy.
Boy.
As these creatures are still trying to grab onto you and yank you off of this thing.
14.
12.
4.
That one.
Nat 1.
Oh
Woo! Alright, so...
no! I mean, I don't care. This is death metal.
Alright, so Karn, you're tossing these things out, and as you're flinging one sack, you don't notice as one of these creatures comes out, and he has what looks like a fork, just a giant 3-pronged fork that's especially long, and he stabs down into your back. You take 4 damage, and he yanks you down off of the tram, and you go flinging over the side, 6 feet down onto the rotted wood below. What HP are you at?
Because of that rest, I am at 2 HP.
Oh! You are now on the ground with these creatures, and a few of them that are on the ground swarming towards you, they haven't gone for the tram. They were mid-route, and they are now coming directly for old Karn.
But Karn was pointing at the food!
All right. So that's oh, Caligula, right? You were next. That wasn't a critical miss. So, one of these creatures grabs you, and he just grabs you by your beautiful hair and yanks you over the side, and you go tumbling. But you manage to grip onto the side of the tram at the last second. This is so beneath a lady of your stature.
All we were doing was throwing items!
You might could say it's quite a drag.
Meanwhile, these other creatures, or a few of them, they're not just clambering up the sides of the tram anymore. A couple of them have gotten onto the tram, like on the piles of equipment with you. All right, party's turn again. What are you doing now?
I immediately throw my grappling hook down for Karn.
All right, you do so.
I may hate to admit it, but I have grown somewhat attached to him.
Go for that hook.
I'm gonna give you an option here. If you're aiming for Karn to make sure it actually gets to him, that'll take your action for the turn. But if you're just offhandedly throwing it for him so you could do something else, that is an option as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna offhandedly throw it.
Okay, Karn,
then
you see the grappling hook, familiar to you, come hurtling over the other side of the tram. On the other side of you and about, it looks like 2 or 3 of these creatures.
Oh, there's like 2 or 3 of them in the way.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, I'll send you a new...
Oops.
Next time I'll figure out Roll20 so you guys... I'll have that prepared so you guys can see it. I always plan on Theater of the Mind, but maps always end up being just useful for combat. Alright, so... The little... and in the screenshot I sent you, the little fuzzy guy at the bottom right, that's Karn. Off of the tram. Alright, so... Lygan, you threw your grappling hook. What's the party doing now?
I'm gonna take out my sword and try to knock one of these guys off of the tram.
Alright, strength check, please.
Okay. And that gets +2 since it's attack, right?
Yes. What are you doing,
Awesome.
Caligula?
I'm gonna try and pull myself up.
Alright, strength check, please.
Yeah.
13.
13, Lygan. Alright, that is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage for your weapon.
18.
damage for the short sword?
Beautiful. Caligula, you do manage to yank yourself up as one of these creatures is also yanking up on, like, the other corner. And, like, as you pop your head over, it makes eye contact with you, and its eyes just drooping. And it's like, you're not closed yet. Feed me. 4 damage?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is enough for the one closest to you having been battered and assaulted by assorted doodads and trinkets.
Yes!
Had taken enough damage for you. Where do you kill it? How do you stab it? What's your deal?
I don't know. I'm not any rhyme or reason, just swiping at it.
You slash offhandedly, and you slash straight through the skull of one of these creatures, and his face just splits open. Hungry! And then he falls backwards off the tram.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, Caligula, you getting up here, that wasn't your action, that was your movement. So what would you like to do?
Oh, okay. Not. I actually thought that would take an action for me to get up here, so that's fun. I want to do something, but I think it might be stupid.
Please do it.
Never
But,
stopped me. Flash is back
You're
to
already
jumping on a
throwing
werewolf.
but you
back.
know,
Santa's
I
bag of
wonder-
people.
I wonder if these things are afraid of their own reflection. So I take out a mirror and I show it how ugly it is.
Give me a presence test.
That just
We
seems
have the
like such a
same
Caligula thing.
That is
She's
such
like,
a Caligula.
she's like, you're hideous.
Look at your
Like,
foundation.
look at yourself.
I love that so far Caligula and Karn have like the exact same equipment almost.
Yeah,
Uh,
13.
I would like to roll to demean. You hold up. You hold up the mirror to this creature. Let me see. Let me see how much HP he has. Hold on. All right. You hold up to the mirror to this creature, and it's like, feed me. And it takes off its other hand to feel its face, and having let go of the tram, it just falls. That was mean. All right,
That was amazing.
and looking down Caligula, you see him on the ground just staring. He's kind of next to Karn where he landed, but he's ignoring Karn. He's just going. And you see a single tear streak down his face.
He's sad for you if you aren't trying to eat him.
All right, who hasn't gone yet? Lygan's gone, Caligula's gone. Who's next?
I haven't.
What's up?
Are there any more on the tram?
There is one. No.
Okay.
That one was the one that Caligula just took. Oh wait, no. There is one. Yes, there is one still on the tram. Yes, my apologies.
Okay. I'm gonna yell at the two on the tram with me to close their eyes. Whether they listen or not is up to them. And then I'm gonna say, "Eat this," and spit on it. And then I sent you my ability.
What? Oh, hold on, I didn't get it. Where is it? Is
It's in the group
World
chat.
War chat.
Oh, group chat. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. So you.
Oh my god.
Your phlegm is all right. So immediately, Ingrid just and just spits the globbiest, phlegmiest, lumpiest blob of mucus you've ever witnessed anyone expelled from their own body. A DR8 presence. Give me a presence test.
11.
All right. So you spit on to the one that's on the tram. You said.
Yes.
You spit onto him, and he looks down. He says, "I know you're open," and like it just drips down his eyes, and he's like, "What is it? What did you do to me?" And immediately just vomits up over the equipment and armor that's on the tram, and he's just hunched over, hands on his thighs, just. All right.
It also causes blindness.
Did anyone look away? This is what I want to know.
I held my hand over my eye, so yes.
I was looking somewhere else, fighting another one. So
Okay, Karn's down there. All right, so nobody else was affected. Yeah, this is. So yeah, no one else, I guess, witnessed this blob of phlegm. You just open your eyes, Caligula. Oh wait, no, it's not the act of it. It's anyone around to witness it. All right, Caligula and Lygan, please make a toughness test.
oh boy.
Anyone witnessing this?
Yeah.
15.
I got lucky, dirty 20.
Ooh,
Dang.
beautiful. You open your eyes, and frankly, Caligula, seeing this blob of phlegm is no different from any other of this nasty, disgusting repulsion you had to do. It's all disgusting to you. And Lygan, you actually do have to take a moment to... and just get back to focusing on the task at hand. Karn, what are you doing?
Would I be able to make an action and then try to climb up?
I'll say climbing. What you get an action and a movement, and I'll say trying to climb it will be your movement.
Cool. So, in the vein of Karn continuously copying things, I'm going to do my phlegm. Because I was actually about to do that anyways.
Fantastic.
Karn is just the amalgamation of all three of us.
You've got these creatures closing in around you, and you're just going to hawk up the grandest loogie you've ever seen in the world.
Specifically with any of them between me and the rope.
Gotcha. All right.
I'm just trying to... All right, and I make a presence check? Whoop, there goes that.
Yes. DR8.
Well, that's a 16, so I think that makes it.
That definitely works.
Just barely.
Immediately, the creatures that were surrounding you, you just... And it's more of an outward spray spit than hers was. It actually, like, clings to your nose and your mouth, like, long strands of it. And immediately, all the creatures were like, and all of them are just... And they're all immediately just start vomiting. Karn, you're now surrounded by like a puddle of this vomit, and it's all.
I'm already in the water. There's no difference to me.
I was gonna say it's mostly blending in with the same bilious, yellowish, greenish crap that's in this water, except now it's also got a blotch of red filling it up.
I'm gonna have some disgusting dreams tonight.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Karn, you get up and run to the grappling hook. I take it.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I'm climbing as fast as possible. They're all vomiting.
All right, give me a strength test to see. It's
gonna
be
please, baby, don't fail me now.
DR10 to get to the top.
That one.
Oh.
That one. You jump up onto the grappling hook and you just slide.
You know what? You use that dice.
You realize that your hands are just coated in your own mucus still.
Oh.
All right, was that everyone's turn?
Yeah.
All right, so everybody, agility checks. Yay!
16.
Okay. Okay.
3.
Okay.
You're muted.
You're muted.
7.
Cool. All right, so
I'm the only one that got a buff at 10.
looks like. So, here's what happens. First off, oh, I made you all roll that out of habit, but frankly, oh my goodness, only two of the creatures aren't retching and vomiting right now. Like, they're only like 2 of them are able to like start. No, the other one's the one that Caligula emotionally broke. So I'm gonna say Caligula. No, shoot, there's really nothing I made you roll an agility test for nothing, because frankly there's nothing these creatures can do besides.
I mean, I'm happy for everyone else, but
2 of
I
them
had a good roll.
Oh, I lied. One of them is available still. Yeah.
No! I can roll again, though, right? Because we got you confused.
Yeah.
Only one of them, and he runs up to Karn. And Karn, what did you roll? You rolled a...
2.
Oh, you rolled a 2. Bless it. All right.
I'm dead.
Oh, what's with you in these low rolls?
Oh! All right, I remember how much HP you had, which is why it's funny that this guy comes up and he swings to wallop you across the face, and you kind of dodge, and it glances your cheek enough for you to hear a in your cheekbone. You take 1 HP damage.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, Lygan, I apologize. I forgot that you're still, you just slashed this thing in the face, right?
Mm-hmm.
You noticed as you slashed him before he fell over, something black had scuttled out his face, and you look down at your blade, and spiders are swarming over the blade towards your hand. Do you keep hold of the blade, or do you drop it?
Andrew realizes this is probably a hallucination, but Lycan has no idea, so nope.
Goodbye, sword. I'll grab another one from the pile.
You just
Eventually.
throw your sword off into the Ingrid, I'll say you and Caligula saw him just throw his sword randomly.
Not letting those spiders
No
stay
reason.
on this tram.
All right.
Oh,
You
man.
okay there?
Spiders.
Now, with the tram having become so much lighter, it is starting to go up. However, Karn, the end of the grappling hook is starting to raise up as well. So, party's turn again. What are you doing?
Grab it.
Oh, and by the way, I believe we had to D4. I have to roll for how many rounds the enemies are stunned. I rolled 1. So, on their next turn, they're going to stop the retching and vomiting, just so you're prepared for that.
What about the one that's emotionally broken?
The emotionally broken one, I'm just going to say he's
Okay.
giving up. He's giving up. on that.
He's just out.
He has no will.
I'm going to say before Karn goes and runs and grabs a grappling hook, I would like to blare my horn. And I am sending that ability to you.
Beautiful. All right, so what does the horn look like?
It just looks like a normal, like, bejeweled, not normal, but like it looks like a bejeweled trumpet.
Beautiful. You pull it out, and this is news to you. You didn't know Caligula was a musician. Go ahead and roll a presence test, DR 12.
Come on.
I want to lean over to Bone Master and say, that's really shiny.
6.
He agrees.
The DR 12.
It's very shiny.
Unfortunately, Karn, you swear that you almost hear, but you can't hear it over the of all the creatures still swarming very near you.
Oh,
Damn it.
that's such a good try.
All right, who's next?
I wipe my hands and I go to climb.
Give me that strength test.
Oh my god. This one, sure. You're my fighty guy. Let's go. All right. That one.
Are you
Are
serious?
you kidding me?
I'm switching dice every time because he's so chaotic and I'm regretting it. Let's try
Alright.
you. Hold on.
So I'll say.
That would have been an nat 20!
So he had advantage, right?
So you grab up, and you do grab onto the rope, but you do not have time before the thing below you immediately jumps up and grabs your leg, and he is trying to yank you down. Who's next? Who have we got left? Did Ingrid and Lygan go yet?
But he is holding on, right?
Yes.
I have not gone, so I'm going to start pulling up, and I'm just going to be ready to, like, get ready!
Strength roll from Lygan.
Oh, boy.
Ingrid,
Okay.
what are you doing?
I'll help.
Come on.
You're helping? All right. Then I'll say DR 10.
Well, that's a 10.
Oh my god!
All right, so
Thank you, Ingrid.
immediately Lygan starts pulling him up, and he's having a struggle at first with the extra weight pulling him down, and then Ingrid comes up and just with one jerk, just whoop, and just like the items that you grappled and fished out earlier, Karn comes flying up in the air with a solid. All right, and do you catch him, Lygan?
Yes.
All right. This one's for funsies. Give me an agility test.
Oh, great. All right.
You won't take damage from this. This is for my own
Okay.
amusement.
13.
13. All right. You take 4 damage. No.
You motherfucker!
Immediately as he comes flying down, you hold out your hands and just catch him like Scooby and Shaggy's arms.
He's kind of looking at you like,
Zoinks.
All right. So the other creatures have finally stopped retching and vomiting, and they look up and see the tram getting away from them, and they start scaling up the walls. You don't know what they're grabbing onto in these slimy, moldy walls, but they are managing to scale up it, and they are coming after you. Meanwhile, the tram seems like it might be like a quarter of the way up to its destination. There's still way too much stuff weighing it down. Less than there was before after your sack attack. But still heavy.
Is it our turn now?
No, sorry. I'm still
Okay. You're good.
trying to interact with like 4 different windows at once here.
I have ideas. That's why I'm asking.
I miss Tech Daddy being here to help me with this.
We all miss Tech Daddy.
I'll tell Tech Daddy you said that.
Please do.
All right.
There's a tech daddy soul in. There's a tech daddy hole in my heart that can only be filled by tech daddy.
I'm gonna clip this just so she can see it. She will
Yes!
love it so much.
We miss you, Tech Daddy.
All right, and now Karn's back on, and yeah, these creatures are scaling the walls. I'm gonna say, yeah, they have enough time to scuttle up to the tram. Not enough to make an attack on you yet, though. But they are at level with the tram, and actually, yeah, I'm gonna say one of them manages to jump on and does land on the tram next to you.
I was hoping they wouldn't be able to make it that far. I have a plan, but I don't want
Hey,
to
I
hurt
went
us.
easy on you and said only one of them could.
No, that's fair.
All right, so what's our party doing now? You see the rushing, bilious yellow waters, the salty, oily-looking waters finally disappearing a bit below you with the tattered wooden remnants, and even looking off left and right, you still can see no end to the wood of what used to be this bridge. You have no mental concept of how huge this thing had to be. What's our
Okay,
party
Somebody
doing?
take care of that. Somebody
So
help
what-
me pull.
What exactly is wooden all around here?
The tram that you're currently riding, not including the chains that help pull it, and the entire soaping wet wooden bridge down below.
Okay, and these things are crawling up the wall.
Yes, they're climbing up the. Let's say the tram is against the cliff wall, and it's
Okay.
pulling you up, and these things are alongside now, climbing up that cliff to try to get to the tram.
Got you. And the tram beside us, is it like right beside us, or like will the creatures have to get on that tram to get to our tram?
There's only the one tram. There's only the one.
Okay. I thought you said something about a tram next to us. So, all right, my idea is not going to work, but that's okay.
I might have misspoke. I apologize.
I think what he was saying was that one of the monsters got onto the tram
Yes.
that we're on, like right next to us.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got you.
On the tram, and he's next to you.
Got you.
Now I understand where that went.
Okay. So I'm just gonna be like, somebody get it, somebody help, and I'm gonna start pulling again.
I'll help pull.
All right.
Yay!
I'm gonna say I'd like a strength roll from both of you.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, what are Karn and
Fine.
Caligula doing?
Is the oil flammable? Like, is this oil flammable?
You don't know.
Unnatural 20.
Natural.
Well,
20?
you know what?
Unnatural. But it's still a 20. Dirty 20.
What'd you get?
Got a 10.
10. All right. Beautiful. So, having actually dumped off a good bit of this stuff nonetheless now, and having kicked off some of the graspers onto it, yanking on this rope actually does seem, between the both of you, to actually be raising it. It's still really heavy, and you have to strain your muscles to do it. But grabbing onto these ropes, the ropes burn into your palms, digging against the flesh, but nonetheless you stay strong. You get it, gritted teeth, yanking yourselves up. And you are making headway, getting further and further from these creatures. What's the rest of our party doing?
So this might be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I've loved all
But-
your stupid ideas.
I'm gonna take my lantern, that I assume is burning.
Sure. I mean, you guys had to be
because
seeing
we had
somehow.
to light. Yeah, we had to be seeing somehow, and we had to light the torches somehow. Wait, instead of sacrificing my lantern, I can take one of the torches, and I am going to throw a torch at the oiled wall, and I'm gonna see if it sets the oiled wall on fire. I'm gonna try and make sure that it's around the area where most of these creatures are.
All right. Go ahead and give me an agility test.
All right.
So these creatures are currently scaling up alongside either side of the tram, just reaching towards you hungrily. And I believe you still have the one on the tram with you.
Yes.
Okay.
14.
14. All right. So you grab one of your torches and you throw it at the wall, flinging it, trying to capture the trajectory of where you think these creatures will have climbed really quickly. And the flame does smack against the wall. and there's a burst of flame as immediately just like flash paper, just fire just envelops all of them. Go ahead and roll d4 damage. Did you like my vocal bait and
3
switch there?
damage.
You thought you were about
Yes.
to fail. All right.
Yeah, that was so cool of you, Edwin.
Thank you.
That was.
All right. Oh my goodness. All right. So, whoa. All right. So, the flame it doesn't stay. The flame doesn't stay smoldering. There's too much moisture and wetness clinging to the walls, despite whatever substance is there. But the flame is enough to envelop 3 of them. And you see, no lie, this is after I've been keeping track of individual HP, which is why I'm taking so long on the map. But 3 of them, instantly, their skin becomes crispy, fried, charred black. And they just fall off the sides. All right, who we got? We got Karn left, right?
Old Karn
Oh, Karn.
with 1 health left.
What you got, Karn?
I guess I'm fighting the guy.
All right.
Since everybody else left me to do it, I take out my femur because I have a femur.
Of course you do.
It's some
You
kind
have
of
a-
bone.
I wonder if it was Master Bones.
It
It
was
doesn't
not.
matter. It's a femur. He's just gonna try. How close is this dude to the edge?
Very close. You're all close to the
He's
edge.
just gonna try to baseball swing, crack him on the face, and send him over the edge.
Give me a
That is-
strength test.
All he is
Come
trying
on,
to do.
please,
That is a
please,
pure
please,
strength
please,
test.
please. You get +2.
Plus
Oh,
2
I do.
for the gesture's power.
And
Yep.
doesn't he
With
get a
that
-2
plus-
DR from your ability?
No,
Or is that
that's
something else?
dexterity. That's agility
Okay.
and presence.
Gotcha. My bad.
So with that +2, that's a 13.
13. That hits. Roll your damage.
Yes.
Okay. 2 damage.
2 damage. Hold on. Let me check. All right. So you immediately, Karn, you come out the side, swinging wild, smashing him against the skull, and his head reels back, and he slips, and he grabs onto the side of the tram. He's still clinging on, and he is still alive, and he's looking at you with anger, and he says, "You don't close till 10.
It's 10:01! It's 10:01!
All right, and that ends the party's turn, yes?
It's 10:01. It's 10.
All right, so, with that, the creature, he clambers back up, and he dives at Karn. Give me an agility test.
Oh, which D20? This one, you, sure.
Has to be a DR12.
You get -2 on the DR for your ability.
You're right.
I remember.
6.
Oh.
And you get +2 because defense.
8.
Mm.
I've
Karn,
always picked the wrong dice. That was an at one, so that was not the wrong dice.
Mm.
all right, so I'll say, this is so savage. Well, first off, Karn, you take 3 damage.
Dead.
And so I will judge how this narratively plays out based on what you roll. When you hit 0 HP, you don't immediately die, you are broken. So now roll a
that feels familiar.
D4.
D4, cool. You're my earliest D4. Treat me good. At 2. Okay.
Not 2?
Yeah, 2.
All right. Now let me roll this.
Wow, I literally can't not get a 2 there.
All right, so he jumps at you, he lunges, and he grabs onto your arm, and like he almost yanks you down over the other side of the tram. His body's kind of sliding over the side now, and he grabs your arm and just starts eating, just chowing down into your arm, and you're trying to push him off, screaming. And as you finally push him away, you just feel your mind cloud go red with immense, insane amounts of agony as your arm is ripped from its socket. And the creature goes tumbling over the side of the tram with your arm in his hands.
Left or right?
Left.
Okay, cool.
I love how the first question after your arm was ripped out was left or right.
Was it my good
Ah,
arm?
that was my good arm. I can still swing one-armed. Hold on.
All right. So with that, you can still hear all the. You hear it
I can't.
at the bottom, and at this point, you look down and you see nothing pursuing you any longer. The tramp continues. It takes a while. It takes. I'll say the first trip itself took almost an hour just to traverse to the bottom of the cliff. And now it takes a long time, but you get to the top. On the other side, you see it. You see the spires off far in the distance over the black haze that fills the entire land. You see the spires of Grift, your destination city. And that is where we will end this session.
Wait, question?
Please.
Does that count as a short rest? The rest of the way up?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Yes.
So, Karn heals a little bit too, right?
We'll deal with that if and when next we play.
Okay.
In the meantime, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for our day one of RPG Week. Please check back tomorrow and Wednesday and Friday for more games. Tomorrow we're playing Vaesen at 10 p.m. Oh, I just messed up my entire layout.
Hey.
Exhausted.
Oh yeah, you are, huh?
Meanwhile, thank you. Wow, what a time to mess up the layout right when we're about to close. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you enjoyed MÖRK BORG, and until next time, I very much hope that you get a game in this week. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
So terrible.